God damn. Ooh. You ain't gonna say bless me? What's wrong with you? Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you to those that said bless me. If you didn't say bless you, get off. No, don't get off. Watch this video and then get off. Cause yeah, figure yourself out. Today we are reviewing Fantastic Four First Steps. Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm late. I know. I'm sorry. Watch the channel update video to see where I've been. But better late than never, what they say, right? I've watched all the other Fantastic Four movies, not the Roger Corman one. I don't think I ever plan on watching that. The Tim Story films, and unfortunately the Josh Trank film, who I wish we could have seen at least, you know, what his original idea was, because I love Chronicle Down. When I originally heard that he was making a Fantastic Four movie after watching Chronicle, I was so excited. All the movies at that point were like really trying to do this dark, gritty, I don't know. It didn't really work out too well. Now did it? We're not gonna talk about that movie. That was 10 years ago. Just gonna throw that into the gulag. We're talking about Fantastic Four First Steps. This is the first Marvel Studios Fantastic Four film in history. Very historical film, I would say. I'm glad that Marvel is finally able to create films around properties that they haven't been able to. So I'm like really excited to see what they do with X-Men down the line. Fantastic Four First Steps. First of all, I love that this movie is separated from the MCU. We don't have to worry about any other historical stuff and what's going on, and we could just focus on the team and their world and their environment. It really made me feel like we were back in the day where, you know, not everything was connected to, you know, something else, which is really dope. I actually do miss movies like that, to where you don't have to watch 25 movies to understand the movie that you're watching. And I know Marvel's trying to stray away from that. I'm hoping in the future, or for when they eventually reboot this universe, because I think that's what they're setting up to do, that they kind of go back to those, like, that way of telling stories. But yeah, I loved how this was just set in their own world. They're the only superheroes that exist on this earth. I thought that everybody's chemistry was really dope. I did like a lot of the scenes of them just talking and shooting the shit with each other. Definitely my favorite kind of dynamic of the group was Johnny and Ben. I could watch just them go back and forth for hours. Also loved the two actors. I love all the actors in this. I think all the actors really were beautifully casted. I know everybody has problems with Pedro Pascal. You know, he's a really good read. I thought he plays like a nerdy guy really well. He has like this little voice that he does, and he's like, he knows he's smart, but he also knows that doesn't make him perfect, which is really dope. I could see why people are on the fence about him being in everything and whatnot. He is in a lot of stuff, especially this year. This has been like the year of Pedro for sure. He's been in like 4 movies and 2 shows. I don't even know if the Star Wars show is still going on, The Mandalorian, but he was definitely in Last of Us for a little bit. We're not gonna get into that right now. I can see why people kind of are on the fence, but I don't think he'll be our long-term read, even though I feel like this team, you know, I at least want like 2 more movies out of them just to see what they get themselves into, because it would be kind of a shame to bring a new team like the first Fantastic Four team that like are officially a part of the studio of this world, and you recast them already. So I feel like they'll be here for a little bit, but, or at least Reed, he's a little bit on the older side, you know. So I don't know. We're gonna see how they do that, but definitely for the present moment, for the team that we have now, I think it is a really good team. I love how, you know, there was a lot that they wanted to do with this movie. I know there was a lot of stuff that they had to cut, but I think that the way that they kind of told the story of the team was really cool through like the montages and the news. Even though I wish we got to see just a little bit more of like certain parts of it, kind of just them in action, like actually, you know, fighting and whatnot. For what we did get, I enjoyed. I do wonder what type of role they'll play in the MCU and, after Doomsday, after Secret Wars, how that's really gonna play out, because I do want to see them have more adventures in their universe. I know the director said that they're the only superheroes in their universe, but I think it would be interesting to see, I guess, just their universe flushed out, to see, are there any other superheroes that live in there? Is like just the possibilities. Their universe feels like, or their Earth feels definitely like the actual comics, like the start of it, just that era and time period of Marvel when it was starting. It seems like that's really what the inspiration was, for sure. And I think that they definitely have a lot that they can do with 828. So we'll see down the line what happens with that. But yeah, I thought it was a great watch. I think it's the best Fantastic Four watch. It's not perfect at all, but I enjoyed my time with it. Pedro, I think he did really good. He's like, it's more layered, than any other read that we've had. Like, he's nerdy, he's the smartest guy in the universe, but he also has this like sense of panic and anxiety that just gets worse and worse throughout the film. He already starts with it when he finds out that Sue is pregnant, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and like he just has moments where he can't even speak because he's so nervous. And I think like that part of the character was really well executed. It's a lot better than just, I'm smart and I'm nerdy and I figure everything out. I love that even though he is the smartest guy in the universe, there's certain things that he just can't figure out, or that he's just not good at. And when he has those moments with the team, when he has that moment with Ben where he's like, you didn't even get your driver's license, or just shit like that, or he's talking with Sue about simple shit that he just can't really wrap his head around. I thought that was really cool, and it made for a lot of good chemistry dynamics with the cast. I thought everybody was really good. It's easy for everybody to kind of play the stereotypical role. Sue is just the woman of the group, Johnny is the cool fire character, so he's all cool and snarky and whatnot, and Ben is just big, brawn, tough guy. He's like the tank of the group. But I love that everybody kind of had their own role to play. Sue is easily the most powerful character in this team, which I'm very glad that this movie showed off. She's literally, because I don't think the movies really did a great job, or the movies before really did a great job in showing her powers at a wide scale. And this one really shows she is easily the most powerful member of the Fantastic Four. Definitely not to spoil too much, but that last battle definitely showed that. Johnny is snarky, he's funny, he throws his jokes. He's definitely not as hot-headed as maybe the Michael B. Jordan Johnny was, and I don't think he's as funny as Chris Evans' take on Johnny. But I like that he feels younger than all of them, which is good because you get that sense. But then it's also like he wants to also prove himself and prove his worth, and prove that he's more than just like a show-off ladies man type of character, which is cool. And then Ben is like literally the heart of the group. I'm a Bear stan. I love the Bear. I'm gonna make a video about the Bear because I just finished season 4. When I heard that Ebon Moss was gonna be Ben Grimm, I was just so happy, because I don't know if he's one of my favorite actors, but I definitely love seeing him pop up in certain stuff. When he was in Punisher, obviously the Bear, he's grown on me from the Bear for sure. So I'm glad that he's really, he's getting his work in. He sounds, to me, I can't really separate the voice from the character, but he works well as Ben Grimm. Like, I think, just acting wise, it definitely works seeing, hearing him and then seeing how they executed Ben. But I like that he wasn't just like he wasn't just the tank that, is kind of just like doofy and he just wants to destroy stuff, because they could easily make the thing that. I like that he's actually what keeps the group together. He actually has a lot of, he has a lot to do in this movie, which is really cool. He gets a lot of character work, which is dope. And I think all of it together, it makes for a very interesting story, especially when you bring in the fact that Sue is pregnant and Franklin, that's really what makes it different. The possibilities, are down the line for this team and for the universe with the introduction of Franklin Richards. I think it's very, very exciting. I think he'll definitely have a role to play in the upcoming movies and, past that. I'm hoping that it's not too much and too little time. I thought Galactus was really dope. I wish that he had a little bit more time to cook. You know, his presence definitely looms over the movie, which even when he's not on screen, which is really good because that's really, you know, that was the main mission. The ticking clock of this film, Galactus's arrival to Earth, well, their Earth. I think it works in that regard, but I just wish he had just a little bit more time to cook. I thought the scene with Silver Surfer was really dope when they were going through the wormhole. You know, just the visual effects of everything. Like it looked amazing. Do I wish that Lakeith Stanfield was Silver Surfer? I feel like that would have been super, super dope. But I don't think that this is the Silver Surfer that we're gonna be with for the rest of the MCU. I think that this was just for this universe. Maybe down the line we'll get that. But I love Julia Gardner. I thought she was excellent in this film too. She's also been, you know, working this year too, so it's good to see that she's doing her thing. I mean, overall, it's a step. No pun intended, but it's a step in the right direction. I'm just my main worries are I just hope it's not too much, because the next movie after this is supposed to be Spider-Man, and then after that it's supposed to be Doomsday, and so I just don't know if we have enough time to really sit with this group and appreciate this group before they're like thrown into, you know, a completely crazy situation. Maybe even Doomsday deserves its own video to like really sit with and discuss, because there are things that I'm excited about for it. I am also worried about a lot. I feel like they are throwing a lot into the mix, and without the proper care and attention, it could get very muddy very, very fast. Which I'm sure they're aware of, and I know that they're, you know, mindful of the fact that they're gonna be mixing decades worth of stories together, so it'll be interesting for sure. Oh yeah, also Mo Man was very funny. Mo Man was in the movie for like probably all of 10 minutes, and he made me laugh for at least 7 of them, so that was really dope. If 10 minutes, probably like 5 minutes, but I thought he was really funny. I really feel like they should have made this movie right after Endgame. There's so much that they should have done that we can't really go back and fix, and you know, you had the pandemic and, you know, just different things that kind of created the direction that we're in now. But I was of the belief that they should have made this Fantastic Four movie right after Endgame, or I guess technically after Far From Home, you know, because Far From Home was like set right after Endgame. When they were doing like WandaVision and Winter Soldier and Loki and stuff, like I feel like those could have still been there, but I think our introduction to this group should have taken place 5 years ago, and we could have at least had 2 movies with them by now, you know, so that we could, you know, actually have some time with them. Like I feel like while it's still a great group, I'm still excited to see where they go along from here. I feel like we need a little bit more time with them before we could go into, you know, an Avengers level conflict with them. But we'll see how it plays out. Overall, I like the movie. Just keeping it at First Steps itself, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time, a good watch. You know, it works well on its own. The tone of it is a little serious, which, you know, I'm not mad at, but I could see why, you know, some people are on the fence about it. I don't know. I hope that you know, they just take care of this team of just the story. I hope we get at least one more movie with them. We'll see how it plays out. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for the support on this channel. It really means the world. Like and subscribe. Did you like Fantastic Four First Steps? Did you not like it? What do you think could have been better? What did you love about it? What did you wish there was more of? What did you wish they did less? Just anything that you think of. We could talk about it in the comments below. Until the next video, thank you for watching again. Be safe. Love you all. I will see you later. Peace.